My name is S.T.A.L.K.E.R and I come from Ukraine, from Kiev, where our company GSC Game World is located, and I'm a senior PR manager for the company.
My name is Keith Galosi. I'm in NVIDIA's Developer Relations Department.
Well, right now our major focus of attention is gameplay itself. We are putting together the elements of this gameplay, and today during the presentation we'll be showing these elements. But currently it's more about AI, the system of life simulation we are creating. We also complete the engine itself. It's still in progress. We still have some technical features left for it, but majorly all the graphics has been done already.
What they're doing with the technology is they're throwing a huge amount of geometry at the card, and they're using extremely high resolution textures to make the world seem more realistic. As you're walking down a hallway, there's just more things in the way. There's just far more detail than any other game that we've seen before. They're in many of their levels, they're using as many as 3 million polygons in a single frame. So when you multiply that times 60 frames a second, you're talking about an amazing amount of data that they're utilizing. On top of that, on top of just throwing a lot of geometry and high resolution textures, they're also applying real-time lighting, real-time shadows. They're going to be adding additional effects leading up to E3 that I think are just going to blow people's socks off too.
Well, yeah, the environments themselves are 60% authentic Chernobyl, and this is a post-apocalyptic industrial area, which is full of radioactivity, which is full of anomalous spots of energy. And the player there is to really go and explore this world.
Yeah, so I think when we talk about cinematic computing or cinematic rendering and cinematic gaming, it is truly a marketing. It's an all-inclusive word that people kind of maybe discount. But fundamentally, what that really does mean is they're taking dynamic shadows and lighting. They're taking all these things and combining them into a game experience to suck people into the gameplay and to capture people in their world, and in much the same way a great movie would. And they're making these worlds more realistic to make the game experience more rewarding.
Basically, anomalous spots of energy are typically invisible and very dangerous. So he will need special sorts of detectors to help him avoid those danger areas. He will also need some protective suits to help him survive, etc., etc. Initially in the game you don't have funds to buy proper equipment, so you'll use something like something primitive as a bolt. You throw it ahead of you. There will be some visual indication for anomaly, for instance a vibrating air, or something really weird going on the ground, like leaves of trees, for instance, going in circles or something. So you throw the bolt in front of you and see how it lands. If it lands properly, like if it lands okay as it would in normal world, then you know that the area ahead of you is safe. But if it jumps to a different trajectory accidentally, you would know that it's a danger area. And the game is going to have lots of survival elements, just because of danger potentially being everywhere on every step. As you may be attacked by a monster, or you may get stuck in an anomaly. So the game will have lots of dangers for the player. So he will need to learn how to survive in this area. We come up with pretty original an AI system here, where all the monsters, NPCs, they are not scripted, but they have their own goals to pursue in this game world. It's a huge area we create, which is a global map made of 18 levels, and all the creatures, they roam the place constantly. So on every level we come up with special AI maps, where AI creatures, AI-controlled monsters, they can do pretty much the same and be in every place the player can be in. So this requires the system to make those creatures orient themselves on every level and be able to assess. They're able, for instance, to evaluate their chances in combat. Constantly they do this assessment against every creature, and once they figure out that it's not advantageous for them to fight or to keep fighting, to continue the fight, they would either run away or find a hiding place. So we come up with lifelike kind of behavior for monsters. For instance, animals would go looking for food. Their main goal is basically find food and feed, and their behavior would differ when they are, for instance, hungry, and when they are not. They would behave differently. They would probably not choose to attack another monster. While NPC creatures like stalkers, there will be about 100 of these acting simultaneously on the whole zone, on the whole area. They are more like humans. They have their own kind of attributes of character. Some of them would be mean, some of them would be good, some of them would be aggressive, etc. So this will also determine their behavior in the game. For instance, if the player is stuck in a sort of danger spot, an anomalous spot, he would be calling for help, and then a neutral, a good character would come to save him, while an aggressive one would come to kill him and grab the stuff he has. So the player will really feel kind of living in this world. We try to create an impression for the player that he's not a god there to kill everybody, but he is just one element of the system which can live independently, independent of his actions. He can interfere, but he's definitely not there to kill everybody.
You know, we see everything, and S.T.A.L.K.E.R is definitely a special game, and GSC is a special developer, and it's definitely a project to keep an eye out for.
We plan to ship it first half of next year, probably closer to summer next year.